July 2024 wants to provide you with solutions for everything that you struggled with in June, but at the same time may make you face darker parts of yourself and the world around you. Hi, my name is Bella. I practice tropical Western astrology and I use the whole sign house system to interpret the stars and the movement of the planets to help you on your spiritual journey. So if you like what I have to say, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my page, and hit that bell notification to stay updated every time I post. And if you love astrology, I also have an astrology app called Astro Bella that's available in the App Store and on Google Play that provides you with your birth chart, your yearly horoscope, your daily horoscope, the description of all your planetary positions, and so many more astrological goodies. So check that out and let's dive right in because we have a big month ahead of us. Now, we are in the thick of Cancer season. There's going to be a lot of energy, positive energy in Cancer because the planets in Cancer are being harmoniously supported by the planets in Pisces. Okay, we have Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, uplifting and supporting the planets in Cancer. They're both water signs. Okay, so right off the bat, it's going to be a super deep month, super emotional. We're going to be feeling super intuitive, connected to our intuition, our psychic abilities towards others. We're going to feel very compassionate towards others. We may have a lot of trapped and hidden emotions come up as well to be looked at, to be felt, to be healed. This is a very healing month. It's a chance to access deeper emotions within us. And with the positive support from Neptune and Saturn, we're going to be able to access such beautiful and deep truths within us, and we're going to be able to access deeper spiritual abilities, deeper spiritual truths. It's beautiful energy. And with Saturn supporting us as well, we're going to be able to get organized, to get structured, to come up with a plan, to implement that plan, to make plans for the long term, and to get serious at the same time while honoring our emotions and our intuition simultaneously. So this is great. The stuff that's happening in Cancer is great. It's also the beginning of Leo season towards the end of the month. But as the planets move through Cancer and into Leo, they're going to be confronted by Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, Pluto is sitting right there at that 1 degree of Aquarius. It will retrograde to 0 degrees of Aquarius. But upon their entrance into the sign of Leo, the planets will face off Pluto. And Pluto is the lord of the underworld. Pluto is the planet of darkness, of transformation and healing. So that we're going to be confronted with a lot of uncomfortable truths this month about ourselves, about people in the world. Darkness among powerful people, entertainers. Leo is the sign of the performer, could come to the surface this month. We're going to have to confront dark truths about ourselves, in our mind, our relationships, what we want out of life, how we're going about getting it. But it's also very transformative energy because if we confront these darker parts of ourselves and we become aware of the darkness deep within us and we accept it and acknowledge it and love ourselves through it and do our best to integrate that darkness and to start to view it as more of a strength rather than a hindrance, we can go so far because we've been through so much and we've evolved so much, and our growth and our strength could really be revealed to us this month. So I'm very excited for all of us to go through this metamorphosis and to become aware of our spiritual gifts and our strengths and how the darkness that we faced has actually made us so much stronger. So it's a challenging month. It's not an easy month. It's a month filled with feelings and emotions and deep truths, hidden truths, uncomfortable truths. But this is a month that's giving us the opportunity to really level up in a major way. Okay, there's some more challenging stuff going on, but you know, our lives, it's all about the highs, it's all about the lows. Like, you cannot have darkness without light, and you cannot have light without darkness. Both sides of the coin are needed, and life is not meant to always feel good, and we're not meant to always be happy. We're meant to go through this darkness at times so that we can come out stronger, so that we can appreciate the other side of it, so we can appreciate the light. The light has so much more meaning when we go through these trials and these tribulations. And that's what life is all about. Life is a school. We're meant to learn, to grow, to evolve. And we should see our challenges as gifts that allow us to do so, because without them, we wouldn't be allowed to continue to grow and to evolve and to become stronger and take on bigger challenges, okay? Life can be fun. It can be really fun. It's like a game, but you just need to be aware that everything is temporary, change is constant. We have our highs, we have our lows, and we need to go through all of them in order to fully embrace this human experience. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go through a day by day of the month so you can know what's coming. July 2nd, we have Mercury trining Neptune. So this is a very spiritual time. Spiritual epiphanies can come to us. And after Mercury trines Neptune in Pisces, and we have this kind of spiritual healing, very creatively inspired moment, Mercury will go into Leo. That's the first planet that goes into Leo this month. So the energy is shifting from this deep, intuitive, very healing place to this more extroverted, fun, lighthearted, playful place, more expressive, more childlike energy, with it being Leo season and with the planets shifting into Leos. But the beginning of Leo season, and at the beginning when the planets shift into the sign, they're going to be facing off with Pluto. So Mercury is the first planet to do that. Mercury is our mind, it's how we think, and Pluto is challenging that. Pluto is making us more aware of darker parts of ourselves in the world. We're very inquisitive, very inclined to find out the truth about everything, and that truth could be very uncomfortable. Okay, so be ready to face the truth this month. Mercury is opposing Pluto on the 3rd, right after it enters Leo on the 2nd. So on the 2nd as well, Venus will be trining Saturn. So Saturn is the planet of hard work, of discipline, of structure, of commitment, of things that are long-term. And Venus is our creativity and our love and beauty and harmony. So this is a great time to get serious in our relationships, to see a clear path forward on how to have more serious, committed relationships, to get serious about our creative pursuits, to get serious about our finances, and the solutions will come, okay? Because these trines are harmonious and they're supporting us. We are being supported to find solutions and to move forward and to think about the long term and to figure out how to take the things that we love, that make us happy, and have this physical experience with them. How to have love. In order to have love on this physical 3D plane in a fulfilling way, we need to commit part of ourselves to it. We need to make compromises and sacrifices, and we need to do our part and work. We need to put in the work, and we'll become aware of the work that needs to go into the things that we love and how those things can actually benefit us in the material world. So that's beautiful energy. We have a beautiful new moon in Cancer on the 5th, which I love. It's at 14 degrees. It's conjunct Sirius, one of the most spiritual stars in the sky, and it will really help us get in touch with our higher selves, with our spiritual powers, with our intuition. It's a great day to start something new, to set our intentions, to follow our heart and our intuition. And it's beautiful, healing, enlightening energy. It's very close to Venus. We can focus on love, beauty, harmony, manifesting those things in our life. Such a beautiful new beginning in the Cancer part of your chart. It's sextiling Mars. Mars is the planet of action and ambition. We'll be feeling motivated to move forward towards our dreams on that day. It's trining Neptune. We'll be creatively and spiritually inspired, and our intuition will be able to guide us towards what it is that we want to manifest. And coming up with a clear plan on how to manifest these things will also come into light. It's beautiful. I love the beginning of the month. We're being so supported by the universe. But as the month progresses, things do get a little bit more challenging. We have a nice aspect on the 10th. The sun will trine Saturn. So the sun and Saturn in a harmonious aspect is very supportive of our goals and our long-term plans as well. So there's going to be an even greater focus on that. And on the 11th, Venus will trine Neptune. So such a creative and spiritual time, such a beautiful time. But as I mentioned before, as the planets move out of Cancer, they're going to be facing off with Pluto. So right after we have this beautiful, spiritual, creatively inspiring moment, right there on the 11th, Venus will enter Leo and face off with Pluto. So we're going to be healing a lot and clearing a lot with all this spiritual energy, but in the midst of doing so, we're going to find that there is some darkness that we may have not faced. This is our chance to face that darkness. And with Venus, it's our relationships. It's how we relate to others. So darker parts of ourselves in regards to how we relate to others are going to come up right now. So this could be power struggles within a relationship. This could be obsession or possession over somebody, or jealousy could come up, or insecurity on maybe you don't believe that you're worthy of love, or these darker feelings about yourself could come up right now to be looked at, to be analyzed, to be healed. This could also be a powerful connection with somebody, connecting in a very deep and transformative way, but it could also be very painful. But that pain can reveal so much. This is such a healing time. We're going to be becoming so aware of these darker elements, but this is what is ultimately going to allow us to transform, to become stronger. So things are getting a little intense as the month progresses, for sure, because of Pluto's influence, but there is such great potential for healing with it all. Be very careful on the 15th. The 15th is going to be an explosive day. The 15th, Mars and Uranus are meeting up in Taurus at 26 degrees. Mars is a very volatile energy. Uranus is very unpredictable and chaotic. Together, Mars with Uranus is volatile, but Mars is aggression, it's action, it's physical action. So we could be feeling very impulsive that day, very erratic, very overwhelmed, very anxious, very acting ways that are out of our character. And Taurus represents the financial markets and the earth. So we could see shakeups in the financial world, in the banking systems, in the earth, disasters. Take extra caution this day. The power grid could be affected. The earth could be affected. Our emotions can be affected. Our actions, our thoughts can be affected. Just what we do, how we act, how people around us act could be affected. This conjunction is also conjunct the fixed star Algol, which is a warrior, aggressive star. This is even more intense energy. So be very careful on the 15th. Try not to put yourself in triggering situations, because you're going to be feeling this intense energy and you're going to want to lash out, and people will be lashing out, especially people that have not integrated their own darkness or been working on themselves or are self-aware, as I know all of you are watching and you are very connected to energy, because that's why you're here, right? We're trying to figure it all out so we can navigate this world as best as possible so that we could be empowered and use this energy to our benefit. So, but not everybody is taking those steps. So be careful on the 15th. On the 16th, Mercury enters its shadow. We're having a Mercury retrograde next month in August, okay? So when Mercury hits 21 degrees of Leo, those are going to be the degrees that it retraces when it retrogrades. So we're slowing down. This is a slower period. We're getting ready to go backwards a little bit, to reflect on certain things, to reflect on how far we've come and what we've learned. And you're probably going to need this retrograde, because we're learning so much this month. We're transforming so much, and we're accessing deeper parts of ourselves and our power, that we may actually need that retrograde to kind of embrace it all, to take it all in, to absorb all of this instead of just moving forward. Mars will enter Gemini on the 20th, and it's a good thing, because Mars was struggling in Taurus, and Taurus is a slow and steady sign, and Gemini is a quicker sign, so we'll be able to get some stuff done before the retrograde happens. It will be able to do many things at once with Mars and Gemini, multitasking, all over the place type energy, although Mars and Gemini has the tendency to overthink things a little bit before it takes action. So be wary of that, and go with your gut, go with your instinct when moving forward, because you do have that little window to get shit done. And so on the 21st is another really big day, because as Mars moves into the sign of Gemini, it's trining Pluto and Aquarius, because they're both going to be in air signs. So Pluto and Mars are going to be supporting one another. And Mars is our action and our energy and our drive, and Pluto is intensity and transformation and power. So we're going to feel so powerful on that day and realize how far we've come and how much we've transformed. And we're going to have a massive amount of energy during this time to focus on our goals and ambitions. And we could align with some powerful people at this time, because Pluto and Aquarius is about the collective, and the collective could be very inspiring at this time. People coming together to make positive change. We could be really influenced by one another right now. What you put out into the world can really have a big impact right now and influence others, and others can influence you, and you can feel like you're coming together with a greater cause at this time. It's quite beautiful energy. It's transformative energy. It's powerful. It's powerful. You could realize your strength and your power in a way that you didn't expect, but in a very uplifting and empowering, supportive way. And it's inspiring energy, which I love. I love it. But on that same day, we have some challenging aspects as well, because Mercury, that's in Leo, that just entered as its shadow, it's going to be squaring off with Uranus. So as soon as we start slowing down in the mind, we may be exposed to some alternative perspectives that could shock us at the same time. We're realizing our power, we're realizing our strength, but we're also going through a lot of changes. And in order to adjust to these changes, there's a little bit of anxiety that comes along with it, because it's so sudden, it's so different, it's so much more intense than we thought it was going to be, that we're going to have to adjust, and that could be overwhelming. And we could learn things that shock us during this time about ourselves, about the world. We could see some things happening in the world that are quite shocking, and it might be hard for us to shift perspectives when we need it, but we need to be flexible at this time and realize that sometimes you do need a shift with the new information that's coming in right now, because it could be intense. We also have a full moon on that same day, and this is the second full moon in Capricorn. We had 2 in a row. This is a blue moon. It's once in a blue moon. So whatever came to a head in the Capricorn part of your chart last month during the full moon, you're going to see even more results of that in July. And Pluto is right next to the full moon as well. It's in Aquarius. It'll be at 0 degrees, but the full moon will be at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So right there. And 29 degrees is a critical degree. This is an ending, a huge karmic ending of some sort. And full moons do represent endings and releases. So you'll get clarity, you'll get results. You'll feel like you're transforming with Pluto there, but it's going to be heavy. It's going to be deep. It's going to be karmic. It's going to be big. So this is going to be a huge day, and you're going to realize a lot, and results are going to come to you, especially for your hard work. But you're going to realize how powerful you really are during this time, and it could be almost too much to handle. This full moon is making tough aspects, squares to Uranus and Mars. So this could be jolting energy, uncomfortable energy, but it's like you're starting to access your true power, and you see how far you've come. But there's an adjustment period. There's a little bit of a anxiety that comes along with everything that you just accomplished, okay? The full moon is ruled by Saturn, which is in Pisces. So tapping into our intuition to guide us is also very still important during this time. Also because the moon will be sextiling Neptune and the sun will be trining Neptune. So there is so much cosmic energy on this day. It's just a smorgasbord of planetary energy coming into your life to make you feel so much, to level up, to transform. And it will be anxiety inducing and heavy, but also just so empowering for us, okay? We're getting some major results during this full moon because it's the second one in Capricorn, and we've been waiting for this. We've been working for this, okay? So pay very close attention to July 21st and the Capricorn part of your chart, because it's going to be majorly impacted with all this energy. It's going to be transformative. We're going to feel powerful. We're going to be very connected to our intuition. We may be feeling stressed out. We may be feeling agitated. We're going to be feeling absolutely everything. Okay, but this is such a transformative month. It's big. This is really big, you guys. I'm kind of excited, but it's good to be prepared, so you know that you're not going crazy or anything. But if you thought this past month's full moon was intense, just wait till this one. Actually, the last one, it was intense, but not in the way that was just like disorienting. This one might be like this one could throw us for a major loop. Okay, we expect the unexpected this next full moon, but it's exactly what needs to happen, and you've been working towards this. Okay, but it might throw us for a little bit of a loop. Then on the next day, the sun enters Leo. Leo season begins on the 22nd. The sun will oppose Pluto as it enters Leo, just like the other planets did. Oh my God, all this darkness coming to light, all this power within you is being revealed. It could be painful a little bit, but this is our chance to release that pain, to release the heaviness that's been buried deep within us for so long so we can become lighter and more empowered. This is incredible energy, you guys. It's incredible energy, but it's not going to be the easiest to deal with. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be a lot. Make sure you surround yourself with people that can hold space for you, that understand you. Be okay with your feeling your feelings, with confronting darker parts of yourself. Accept the darker truths, the hidden parts of yourself. Learn to integrate them, to accept them, to acknowledge them, to honor them, to love yourself through the darkness. You can't have light without the darkness, okay? Sometimes you have to visit the darkest parts of yourself to find your biggest, greatest strength. And when you accept that, it's like you become whole. You integrate all parts of yourself. You're not running from any one part of yourself or pushing any one part of yourself to the side. It's empowering because you're accepting everything that makes you you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? And this is your greatest strength, is loving and accepting all of it. So be ready for some intense feelings. The last major aspect of July is Mercury entering Virgo on the 25th, and Mercury is going to go retrograde in Virgo, and then it'll go back into Leo. But Mercury is actually strong in Virgo. It thrives there because it rules Virgo. So we will be very sharp for a while, very analytical and paying attention to details, detail-oriented, practical. So we have that little window to get things done before Mercury goes into retrograde in August 5th. But like I said, we're probably going to need that retrograde to process everything that we just went through in July. So it's going to be beneficial. It's positive to slow down sometimes. Okay, and yeah, that was a lot. But now I'm going to go through what it means for each one of the individual zodiac signs. Make sure to check your ascendant, your rising sign first, because that's going to be the most prominent energy, and that's going to be most impactful for you because it correlates with what houses the planets are moving through. And then you can check your sun and moon as well. The sun will be more of an extroverted, career-oriented, creative energy, and then the moon will be more internal, emotional, deeper energy for you. So check all three and take whatever resonates. All right, let's get into it. Aries, this is going to be a big month for you because your chart ruler, which is Mars, is doing a lot, okay? So pay extra attention to the 15th because on the 15th, Mars will conjoin with Uranus, which can be very explosive energy. And because Mars rules the self, you could feel very impulsive during this time. Your energy could be very explosive all over the place. You could be acting very erratically. You could attract chaos into your life. You could create chaos in your life, but you will be thrown for a loop in one way or another, which can be a little bit shocking and uncomfortable for you. Okay, so pay extra attention to the 15th. Also pay extra attention to the 21st because you are having Mars trining Pluto. So you're going to be feeling a lot of transformative energy. You're going to see big positive changes come forward on how much you've healed, on how much work you've done on yourself. And you'll realize that you're so much more powerful than you thought you were. Your ambitions are going to be really highlighted at this time. You could really set powerful goals for yourself. You realize how powerful you are and how much you can really do, but how much energy and drive you actually have. And it's like the sky is the limit for you with this Mars trining Pluto, more so than anything. But if you can survive Mars conjoining Uranus first and foremost on the 15th, then you'll be just fine. But you are going to be challenged a little bit. But all these challenges are revealing to you your true power. And you realize that you can accomplish so much more than what you thought initially, okay? This is very limitless, very powerful, very transformative, very healing energy for you. This is a big month for you, Aries. And you can blame Mars for that. But this is exactly what you need, okay? Because your growth and your strength is going to be revealed to you. So there's also a huge emphasis on home and family this month because all the planets that are in Cancer are in your 4th house. So you're going to be spending a lot of time at home with your family. It's a very healing time. It's healing your past issues that you may have had in your childhood. Could be healed. Issues that you currently have with family members could be healed. You're healing a lot, and this could be a time when you start new projects within the home, beautifying the home. This could be a time where you start thinking about investing in real estate, or moving, or buying a home, or making your home feel more like a home. Anything that has to do with your home is going to go well for you, okay? Anything that has to do with healing, with your family, it's going to go well for you this month. This is a great month to just like be at home with the fam, laughing, feeling good, loving, connecting, having deep relationships with family members right now, okay? There's going to be a new moon in the 4th house. So setting your intentions for further healing, for what you want to let go of, for what you want to release that's been weighing heavily on you from your past. You're clearing all of that. And this is a good time to set intentions for actually moving or finding your dream home or manifesting that. Focus on that, because the universe is working in your favor this month, especially in regards to finding a home or building your dream home or changing something about your home for the better. It's deep energy, but it's very healing, and it's beautiful energy for you. So you're getting serious about stuff as well. The thing that I would look out for, though, is Leo season is also starting this month, and Leo rules your 5th house of romance and creativity. So that's also great energy for you. But so like I mentioned in the introduction, which I hope you watched, the planets are going to be facing off Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius. So you're going to be challenged a bit. I mean, this could definitely be a time when your focus is geared towards romantic experiences, but these are not going to be surface level romantic experiences. This could be very deep romantic, transformative experiences, very healing romantic experiences. And your creativity and your creative pursuits could be very healing at this time too, but you're confronting some deep stuff, okay, in regards to love, in regards to dating, in regards to expressing yourself in a creative way, okay? This could be a very fun month for you, for sure. You're spending time at home with your family, and then that's shifting into Leo, so that's more of entertainment and being out and doing things that make you feel good, and dating and things like that, romance. But it's the dark side of romance. So it could be, somebody comes into your life and really shows you some dark parts of yourself that you weren't aware of, but you have the opportunity to come face to face with that in a very powerful and transformative and healing way, and integrate these darker parts of yourself in regards to love, in regards to even self-love, to be honest, what you feel about yourself, because your self-love impacts your dating and your relationships. And the more you love yourself, the more healing and beautiful the love that you receive can be. So, and watch out towards the end of the month, because Mercury that's going into Leo is going to be entering its shadow. So you could have past lovers come up to teach you a lesson or two, or just revisiting past love, even more so in August. But starting on the 16th, Mercury will enter its shadow, so you can start to see past problems in romance and love come up, but also people from the past. So watch out for that. You're going to feel very mentally inspired after the 20th, because Mars will enter Gemini, which is your 3rd house. So working on writing projects, getting better at public speaking, writing, marketing, anything that has to do with your mind, with words, with communication, that's going to be strengthened with Mars there. You already have Jupiter in your 3rd house all year, so that's already amplified. But now you're going to have the energy and the drive to pursue those things, the mental pursuits, I would say, the writing and the speaking and the learning. So you're going to have more energy to do those things, which is great. And do as much as you can before the retrograde happens, because then that will be like, okay, I can't do anything anymore. You're going to slow down a little bit. So there's a big full moon happening in your 10th house as well, which is your career. So something huge can come to head in your career. You had a full moon in your 10th house last month in June, but this will be adding even more to that. And you can even realize how powerful you really are during that time, even to an even bigger degree, because Pluto is there. But it could be something like it throws you for a loop a little bit. You're unexpected changes in your career. You realize how powerful you are. You realize what you can accomplish. You're very going to be tapped into your intuition, and you're going to have to make some hard choices in regards to your career, but you can also be rewarded at the same time. You will gain the clarity that you were looking for, but your clarity could come from your deeper intuition. So don't ignore that. Tap into your intuition because you will get some answers. When Leo season begins on the 22nd, you're going to have 3 planets in your 5th house. So this is a very creative month. It's a romantic month. It's a transformative month. It's a productive month. Okay, you're making strides in your career. Mercury will enter Virgo at the end of the month, which is your 6th house. So you're also going to be focusing on your health towards the end of the month and focusing on your routines and your work. But you are going to be confronted with some darkness this month. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Embrace the changes. Embrace your true power because it will be coming to the forefront. Also, practice a lot of self-love, self-compassion, self-care this month because you could feel very anxious, especially in the middle of the month when you have, that conjunction with Uranus, your chart ruler. It's happening in your 2nd house of finances, so you could have some unexpected changes to your finances with that conjunction. So pay attention. Don't do anything too risky in regards to money, but it's also going to be affecting your physical vitality because it's you are Mars. So do whatever you can for self-soothing practices. Go to a spa, get a massage. It will help you so much. Like doing yoga, taking deep breaths, walking in nature. Do whatever you can to manage that anxiety so that you can get through it and come out on the other side of it so much stronger. You could be a different person by the end of this month and you will be rewarded, especially in your career. So I'm really looking forward to that. You could have some very hot, transformative, deep romantic experiences as well. So enjoy that. And I wish you the best of luck, Aries. Taurus, this is a pretty big month for you because your chart ruler Venus is making a lot of aspects in the sky. First off, on the 2nd, Venus will be trining Saturn, and Venus rules you. Venus rules yourself, and Saturn is discipline and structure and order and commitment. So you are really committing to some long-term plans right now, and you're implementing the hard work that's necessary. You're getting structured, you're getting organized, and this could even be in regards to yourself and what you want to accomplish and how you look and your health and your physical health. You're getting serious about those things. So that's great energy. And then Venus will also be trining Neptune as well later in the month on the 11th. So you could be making your appearance more glamorous. Neptune is glamour, beauty. But this can also be a time of deep insights, deep intuitive insights, and finding truth and finding spiritual truth and aligning with spiritual truths. And it's very beautiful, inspiring, creative type of energy. So I love that for you. Your planet is trining the 2 planets that had actually squared back in June. So it's like everything that you struggled with in June is coming to light right now. It's clarity is coming your way. The only thing is on the 11th, after that trine to Neptune, Venus will be opposing Pluto because it's going to enter Leo, but it's gonna oppose Pluto. So you may have to also, you're feeling good, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling aligned with your spirituality, but through all of this work on yourself, there's gonna be some darkness that's revealed that's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable, and you're gonna have to come face to face with it because ultimately that's how you will heal, by facing the dark parts of yourself. So be ready for that, because that can also reveal your power and how far you've come. So don't avoid the darkness this month. That's very important. Venus is actually going to be in Cancer, which is your 3rd house. Your 3rd house is going to be very greatly impacted. Your 3rd house is the house of communication, of short trips, of learning, of anything mental pursuits. So you're going to be feeling very sharp in the mind and very creative in your mental pursuits, in writing, in marketing, in putting yourself out there. You can even be pursuing a writing project or public speaking or making marketing efforts on your business. It's a very busy time for you. You may also want to take a short trip during this month. That could be very beneficial for you, but you're also coming up with long-term plans in regards to your mental pursuits and learning. You could be learning a new skill right now, getting serious about learning a new skill that's going to benefit you in your career and in your business. So there's a huge focus on the mind this month, and anything that has to do with the mind, words, communicating, expressing yourself through words, and doing so in a more confident and empowered and creative way as well. And then as the planets move into Leo, that is going to be impacting your 4th house of home and family. So as the planets move into Leo and oppose Pluto, there's going to be some challenges in regards to your home life, your personal life, your private life, your family, your past. You could be confronted with some heavier truths from your past in regards to your family that are going to be needed to be looked at and really dealt with. Okay, so this could be heavy, this could be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a very healing time. And if you face the darkness and face the uncomfortable truths about your past and childhood trauma and whatever, you could heal a lot. But this is kind of the name of the game, especially with towards the end of the month when Leo season begins. But it's also a great time to be at home with your family towards the end of the month and, heal family relationships, get closer to family members. On the 15th, there's going to be something a little bit intense that you may have to go through, because in your sign, Uranus has been in your sign for a very long time, as you may know. Mars is also in your sign at the beginning of the month, so you may be feeling very energized at the beginning of the month, but once Mars meets up with Uranus, this could be very explosive energy, very impulsive energy, very magnetic energy as well. You'll have a lot of energy to do things, but you can feel very all over the place, very overwhelmed, very stressed out. And it's really important to take extra good care of yourself, not act out impulsively, stay away from people that might be triggering you, or uncomfortable situations or dangerous situations for that matter, because this is going to be impacting the self. So it could just be overwhelm, chaos in the mind. You could just be having these unexpected, out of the blue impulses to do things differently, to break free, to express yourself in a crazy way or take crazy actions at this time. Just make sure you're coming from a place of calm and of presence, of being in your body before you take action, and you don't just act upon irrational emotions that come up out of nowhere. That's something to be aware of. So there's that. There's going to be a new moon in Cancer as well. I'm kind of jumping around here, but the 3rd house, you could be starting a new learning project on the 5th. There could be something that you start to pursue in regards to schooling or learning something new, or taking a course online, or getting certified in something that you really wanted. You could start that this month. That will be very positive and beneficial for you if you decide to take that course of action. So there's going to be a lot of challenges in regards to home and family, though, towards the end of the month, because not only are the planets that are moving into your 4th house going to be opposing Pluto, so there's a lot of deep, heavier stuff that was buried that's going to come to the surface. There's also going to be Mercury entering its shadow. So you might feel like you healed something, but then you might have to go back and heal it again, or you might get re-triggered again in regards to your home life, your personal life. A lot of deep personal stuff is going on with this particular Leo season, just because Mercury will retrograde in Leo, Pluto is opposing Leo. Leo is your 4th house. It's the deepest part of yourself is being looked at right now. So Mars will also move out of your sign on the 20th and go into Gemini, which is your 2nd house of finances. So you're already having that boost in your finances because Jupiter being in your 2nd house for the whole year. So there's going to be a huge focus on finances anyway, but with Mars moving into your 2nd house as well, you're going to feel the energy and the drive towards taking action towards pursuing your financial goals as well. it's a little bit of a mixed bag for you. I mean, it's like you're dealing with all this deep stuff, but you still got money on the mind because you're in Taurus, you're transforming, you're facing dark parts of yourself, but you're also focusing on money. Okay. So, and you could have some big things come to a head during this time. Mars in Gemini is going to be trining Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 10th house. So you could start to see how much money you can make from your career. You can start to feel very powerful in your career, and realize how much money that can really make you. So you're focusing on the inner and the outer world, the material and the immaterial world. So there's going to be a full moon as well that's happening in your 9th house. So you had a full moon in your 9th house last month. There's going to be another one. So like more realizations about your beliefs, about the world, about yourself, higher learning, education, travel. There could be something, a transformative travel experience can come your way, or a transformative educational experience could come to your way. You could be connecting with mentors or gurus or spiritual teachers at this time, and receive a lot of epiphanies. And especially if you've been working on that for the past month and really solidifying what your beliefs are, that can come to a head now. And when the sun enters Leo, that's going to be more oppositional energy. So, there could be some power struggles at home because the sun will oppose Leo, like I said. So power struggles within your family, but also in regards to your career, finding the balance between home life and public life, because those two things are going to be facing off head to head. And then Mercury will enter Virgo, which is your 5th house. So finally a little bit of fun and pleasure, because your 5th house rules those things. So enjoy that. Gemini. Okay, this is a big month for you as well, because Mercury, the ruler of your chart and the ruler of yourself, is doing a lot. Mercury is always doing a lot because it is the fastest moving planet in the sky, and you are always doing a lot because you're ruled by this planet. So it's all about being here, being there, being everywhere, doing a little bit of everything. So we'll start with Mercury's transits. Mercury starts out in the sign of Cancer at the beginning of the month, and there's a huge emphasis on Cancer this month because it is Cancer season. There's going to be 3 planets in Cancer. There's a new moon in Cancer, and that rules your 2nd house of finances and wealth and money. So there's going to be a huge focus on your financial goals and making money and getting your finances in order and coming up with creative ways to make money. And you could earn more this month or find ways to earn more. So that's really great. As Mercury exits the sign of Cancer, which it will be doing on the 3rd, before it exits, it's going to trine Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of boundless energy, of spirituality, of mysticism, of glamour, of beauty. So this is aspecting your chart ruler. So it's interesting because Mercury squared off with Neptune last month. And so you may have felt extra confused in June. But now the spiritual insights that you're going to be getting are going to provide you with more clarity. And that clarity is going to replace the confusion that you may have felt last month. Even though it was your season, which was great and all, but we still had some challenges in June. So that's going to also inspire you to express yourself in a more creative way, like your physical appearance. You may want to be more glamorous at that time as well. You're going to feel like your imagination is on fire, and you're going to want to, participate in creative expression. So that's a nice aspect. But then Mercury is going to move into Leo, which is your 3rd house of thinking, of the mind, of writing, of speaking. So there's going to be an emphasis on mental pursuits when Mercury moves into Leo, and as the planets move from Cancer to Leo later this month. But Mercury will directly oppose Pluto, the planet of darkness and intensity and transformation. So there's going to be a lot of deep mental processes happening for you this month, and darker parts of your mind may be revealed, and darker parts of yourself too, because Mercury is the self. So you may be faced with some challenging feelings as Mercury opposes Pluto on the 3rd. And it's important to go easy on yourself when you're faced with these darker emotions or darker truths about yourself or darker perspectives about the world. Things that were hidden may come to the surface, and you may have to face them. And this could honestly be channeled through your writing, through your speaking, through mental pursuits, because it's going to be affecting your mind as well, because it's your 3rd house. It's important to kind of go easy on yourself and practice meditation, practice deep breathing at this time, because you may be overwhelmed by the truths that come up from within you. But you're going to feel very powerful at the same time. This is igniting your power in a sense and showing you your true power by facing that darkness and by acknowledging that there is darker sides to you, not in a scary way, but everyone has their dark side, and you might actually have to face it head on this month. But it's also very transformative and healing energy, because you're going to become aware of deeper things inside of you that you may have pushed to the side or ignored. But anyways, so that's, that energy is short-lived. It's not like you're going to be feeling it all month. But another thing to note is that Mercury is going to be entering its shadow. So that's also going to directly affect you, because Mercury rules you, and Mercury will be going retrograde in August. So on the 16th, Mercury is going to hit the 21 degrees of Leo, where that's the point where it will retrograde back to. So you're already going to start to feel a little bit slower, more reflective. Just prepare yourself for that. Just know that that's coming. You're going to be wanting to focus more on the past rather than the future, reflecting, revising, revisiting things, okay? People from your past can show up. So that's towards the end of the month. But another really interesting thing is, things are slowing down, but Mars will actually be entering your sign as well. So that kind of counterbalances the upcoming retrograde and the shadow energy. So Mars goes into Gemini exactly on the 20th, right? And right before Mars goes into Gemini, it's going to conjoin with Uranus in your 12th house. And that's a little bit of volatile energy, intense energy. It's going to be affecting everyone differently. And for you, it's more of a subtle conjunction on the 15th because it's in your 12th house of the subconscious. So you may have some intense feelings deep within. Stuff that's been buried in your subconscious might come to the surface. You may feel a little agitated. Spiritual practices are very beneficial for you this month. And the deep breathing and the meditation, all of that is really beneficial for you with this conjunction. But you're not going to feel it that intensely. You're going to be okay. But then on the 20th, when Mars does go in your sign, you are going to feel that, okay? So that's going to give you a little boost. That's going to give you a little bit of drive, of energy, of passion, of motivation, of going towards the things that you want. So utilize Mars being in your sign, because it'll kind of counterbalance the fact that Mercury is preparing for a retrograde. So you will have a lot of energy after the 20th, and that will be nice. Okay, so enjoy that. You might appear more sexy to other people, more attractive, more sexually attractive, because Mars does rule that. So be aware of that. And then you're going to have a little stellium in Leo by the end of the month. So there's going to be a huge focus on short trips, writing projects, learning projects. You're going to want to stimulate your mind. You're going to want to maybe take a course, study something, start a writing project towards the end of the month, or practice your public speaking. Now, there are two major things that are also happening for you. When Mars enters your sign, it will actually trine Pluto in Aquarius. So not only will Mars give you a big boost when it enters your sign on the 20th, but on the 21st, when it trines Pluto, it's going to be even bigger, even more emphasized. You're going to feel your sense of power, You're going to see how far you've come, how much you've transformed. You're going to have this massive amount of energy to pursue your goals, and your ambition will be heightened, and you'll feel strong and limitless. And utilize this energy, because you may be faced with darkness at the beginning of the month, but then when Mars trines Pluto, it's like you realize that this darkness and everything that you've gone through and all the challenges that you've faced have made you so much stronger. And you're going to have this energy, this vitality, this passion for life, and wanting to transform and inspire people and feel inspired by others. This is very expansive, limitless, abundant energy. Your power and your strength will be highlighted so much. But it's interesting because on that same day, Mercury will also square off with Uranus, and that is your chart ruler. So on the 21st, there's so much going on the 21st, but you may feel a little bit anxious or agitated at the same time, or you may have to face unexpected surprises, okay? So these things kind of go hand in hand. You're realizing your power, but it could be anxiety inducing. You're like, oh my God, I didn't realize how powerful I was. Am I going to be able to do it? Or, and you could be thrown some curveballs at this time too. It's a kind of a mixed bag that day. There's also a full moon in your 8th house, so you may be dealing with some deep stuff coming to the surface, and realize how much you've healed, how far you've come, how much you've transformed. You're going to be focusing on money. You're going to be focused on your mind, on learning this month, on your darkness, on your power, on your evolution, your transformation, on your goals, on the future. It's a really, really powerful and transformative month for you, especially with Mars going into your sign and trining Pluto. This is going to be very intense for everyone, but trines are positive, okay? So you're going to feel your power in a very uplifting way. So utilize that, especially because next month you're going to have a Mercury retrograde, which might throw things off. So utilize all this positive energy that's coming to you now, and don't be afraid of the darkness, okay? Be kind with yourself, be easy with yourself, love yourself through it, accept all parts of yourself, and you're going to be just fine. Cancer, it's your season, okay? This is going to be a great month for you, especially at the beginning, because you've got the sun in your sign, you've got Venus there, you've got Mercury there right at the beginning. You have a new moon in your sign, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be a fresh start. You're going to feel really good. You're going to feel very inspired. You're going to be very magnetic this month, very attractive. People will be drawn to you, especially because the planets in your sign are making positive aspects to the planets in Pisces, because Pisces is another fellow water sign, and those planets are supporting you. So this is really nice energy. You're going to be enjoying your season right off the bat. You are ruled by the moon, so you got to pay extra attention to the full moon this month, because that always impacts you just a little bit more, because you're just a moon baby. You're connected to the moon. So the full moon this month is going to be a little bit crazy. It's on the 21st, and it's happening in your 7th house of relationships. So there's going to be a huge focus on relationships during that time on the 21st, and you could see some results. You could see something come into fruition, maybe something that you really wanted, something that you've been hoping for can come out of the efforts that you've been putting in towards manifesting a relationship. And it could be very deep and transformative relationship, and it could come out of the blue, and it could be very passionate and intense. So something will come to a head in regards to your relationship, but it can also be an ending of some sort in regards to your relationships or someone in your life, or even a pattern. It could be an ending to a pattern in a relationship that wasn't beneficial to you, a toxic behavior, let's say, because full moons are endings, they're culmination points. So pay attention to that full moon, because it's going to be impacting you very strongly. But apart from that, you got this stuff going on in your 1st house of the self. So all the planets, you're exuding all the planets' energy, especially with Venus being there. It's like you feel more beautiful, you feel more attractive, you're feeling good. Venus will be trining Saturn at the beginning of the month. Mercury will be trining Neptune. So you're feeling inspired to get your life in order, to get more structured, to come up with a plan for your long-term plans and goals. You're feeling inspired creatively as well with this trine coming from Neptune. You may feel you're very in touch with your creative side, your imagination, your spirituality, deep truth. I love the beginning of the month for you. It's going to be great. And even, actually the whole month is actually not that bad for you compared to other signs. You're having a good month. I mean, you deserve it. It's your season. This is your time. So as the planets move out of your first house, they're moving into your second house, which is Leo. And that's your house of wealth and finances. So the shift goes from, you being the center of attention to Leo season being you focusing on your money, focusing on earning, focusing on your possessions, focusing on the material, which is great, because you deserve it. You work hard. You have all the planets on your side to manifest what you want. So use that to manifest and then focus on the finances. So there's going to be some oppositional energy from your second house as well, though. So it might not be super smooth as the planets enter Leo because they will be facing off with Pluto. So this could be you facing off with a partner about what's yours, what's mine, figuring out, what really belongs to you and what belongs to a partner. But you can also be facing off with just darker stuff within you because Pluto is in your 8th house of psychological healing and deep stuff. And it also represents shared resources, so that you could be facing off with a partner about money, but it also, there's like darker parts of you that could be coming to the surface right now. And you may have to deal with some intense stuff when it comes to your finances. Like you could really transform your finances at this time, but that could come through having to face some darker truths about your spending habits or about your relationship with money and things like that. So don't avoid that, because you could clear some stuff to really become laser focused on, like what it is that you need to do to like get your money right. So apart from that, we're having an intense aspect on the 15th. Oh yeah, and then there's a new moon in your first house too, like I said, on the 5th. So pay attention to the new moon as well, because it's going to be a new beginning for you. Very strong, very great day for manifesting on the 5th. Venus is also there close by. Sirius, which is the most spiritual star in the sky, is going to be there blessing you. It's going to be sextiling Mars, trine Neptune. So it's like everything is supporting you on the 5th. Just use it to manifest whatever you want. Write down your goals, get serious, get practical. The beginning of the month is your time to shine. Okay, Cancer season. This is a brilliant Cancer season because of all the support that it's receiving from the other planets. So utilize all the support that the universe is giving you right now, because it wants you to succeed. It wants you to be vibrant and feel good and to attract whatever it is that you really want into your life, which I love for you. On the 15th, Mars and Uranus will conjoin in your 11th house. So you can have some very intense experiences with your friend group, with people that you're involved with in any type of group or social community. People could be lashing out. You could be lashing out towards your friends. So be aware of that. You're going to have Mars, after that crazy conjunction, you're going to have Mars move into your 12th house, which, you're going to have a very active imagination during that time when Mars moves into your 12th house on the 20th, so the end of the month. It might affect your sleep a little bit. You might be having crazy dreams. You might be like battling people in your dreams during that time. So utilize the beginning of the month, because the beginning of the month is going to be yours to like do whatever you want. But then towards the end of the month, Mars in your 12th house, the planet's moving out of your sign. It's going to slow down. Mercury is also going to be entering its shadow phase on the 16th. So even in regards to your money, like you're going to have to go back and kind of rethink some choices that you may have made in regards to your finances. But finances is going to be a big, big theme for you towards the end of the month. And then that full moon is going to be freaking awesome because, well, it's going to be intense. I'm not going to lie, but you can finally get some answers in regards to what's going on with your relationship. And think back to the last full moon that we had in June. Was anything revealed to you about your relationship during that time? It's going to be adding upon that, but it's going to be conjoined with Pluto. So you need to be aware of that, because it's also going to be very intense. Darkness could be revealed You may have to face some intense truths about your relationships or about who you're in a relationship with. That's just pay attention to that. But it's also going to be a very deep transformative month for you because, so when Mars goes into your 12th house, it's going to affect your subconscious, and you're going to be having like a lot of deep insights. And then Mars will trine Pluto as well. So there's going to be like this spiritual power that you feel. You may have heightened psychic abilities this month, which you probably already do because you're Cancer. But you may have more access to that, more access to stuff that's been buried deep within you in your subconscious. So pay attention to that, because you could feel very spiritually and like enlightened, powerful, like have a lot of revelations, a lot of truth, a lot of clarity is coming to you this month. So utilize all of this. I really like this energy for you, Cancer. It's your season. You're supposed to shine. You're supposed to feel good. When Leo season comes, it's going to be all about your money. You're going to finally get that in order. That's going to feel good. I mean, Jupiter is already in your 12th house, so you're having amazing spiritual experiences anyway, and you will for the next year. But with Mars going in there, it's like you want to act upon all of your spiritual insights that you're receiving, and they could be quite beautiful, actually. So yeah, I mean, just pay attention to that full moon. If someone is not meant to be in your life, don't be afraid to say goodbye, whether it's friends or lovers. And just, allow it to give you some clarity, and you're going to be better than okay. You're going to be better than okay. So I'm really excited for you, and I hope you have an amazing month. Leo, it's going to be an intense month for you. Okay, because your season is actually starting at the end of this month, and as the planets move into your sign, each one of them is going to be facing off with Pluto, the planet of darkness and the underworld and transformation. So it's not going to be a smooth entrance into Leo's season just because of Pluto's position, but you're going to be faced with your ultimate power, your ultimate darkness, and how your darkness can actually translate to that ultimate power if you face it in a way that is healing and accepting and loving of yourself, and acknowledging the darker parts of yourself, and acknowledging hidden truths and things that are buried within you. So before your season starts, we are in Cancer season right off the bat, and there is a little stellium in Cancer right at the beginning of the month, which is your 12th house. So it's more of an internal energy for you. It's more of a slow, introverted, dreamy, imaginative time for you at the beginning of the month. And that's how Cancer season is. And, you could be feeling a lot of emotions and stuff, and your dreams could be very insightful. You could be having a lot of intuitive insights at the beginning of the month, especially because the planets will be positively aspecting the Pisces stuff. So spiritual insight, spiritual truth, spiritual power. It's like a very, you'll have a very rich inner life to begin the month with. But then as the planets move into your sign, the sun will go into your sign on the 22nd. Mercury will go into Leo on the 3rd, Venus on the 11th. So slowly but surely there'll be 3 planets in your sign. So you're going to start to feel more vibrant, more alive, more extroverted. It's like you're coming out of your shell. But as that happens, there's going to be that opposition to Pluto. So it's not going to be easy, because Pluto is power. So you will realize your power. You're going to feel it, but it might be very, very intense, because maybe you didn't realize how powerful you are, or maybe there's going to be hidden stuff that comes up from within you that you weren't aware of. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's good to acknowledge that stuff. It's because the more you look at this darkness, and the more you accept it, and the more you do your best to integrate it, the more powerful you will become, because you're accepting all parts of yourself, and the more magnetic you will become, Leo. So a very transformative month for you indeed, but at the same time, you will have that magnetism during your season, because the planets will be in your 1st house. People will be drawn to you and attracted to you. There's a new moon, so you're ruled by the sun. So new moons are especially significant for you. The new moon on the 5th could be a new beginning for you. a great time to set your intentions. It's happening in your 12th house, so it's really important to get in touch with your intuition in setting your intentions and follow your intuition and your inner guidance at this time. But it could also be a new beginning for the self, because it's the sun. You're ruled by the sun. So utilize the new moon in Cancer on the 5th, because it has some very positive alignments. So you're going to feel really good at that time to start something new, to just go on a new venture that really emphasizes the self, to do things for you during that new moon, what benefits you. Put yourself first. And you will. You will, especially with all the planets moving into your house. It's like you'll start to be able to attract things more easily as Leo season happens. Now, on the 15th, there's a pretty intense conjunction happening in Taurus, which is your 10th house of career. Mars and Uranus will be aligning at 26 degrees. So you could have some shocking and unexpected things come up in your career. And you might be acting very impulsively in your career, or people that you work with could be acting very chaotic or erratic or impulsive. It could be a little bit shocking. It could be a little bit volatile energy. Try to just breathe through it. If there's some major changes, they're all happening for a reason. Don't allow it to drive you crazy or frustrate you. Just focus on the solution. Don't focus on the problem, and it's going to be okay. And then after Mars and Uranus conjoin in your 10th house, so just expect the unexpected when it comes to your career. But try not to do anything crazy impulsive. Try not to act on your emotions or try to act too erratically during that time, because that's going to save you if you just breathe and then you make a decision. But it's going to be hard because you're going to want to feel really impulsive to like make a change or yell at this person or, do something crazy that no one ever expected. Take it easy. You might not want to act so quickly. Think before you act, which might be hard. Easier said than done, right? Especially with this alignment. But yeah, when after Mars does that little conjunction, it's actually big, but you'll get through it. There's been such a huge focus on your career. There's so many changes have happened anyway, but you've also accomplished a lot. So sometimes it's okay to go with your instincts, but as long as they're based in a rational place and they're not based on irrational emotions. So Mars will enter Gemini on the 20th, and that's your 11th house. So you already have Jupiter in your 11th house, which is your house of friendship. So expanding your social circle it's going to be an ongoing theme for you for the next year, but you may actually take more action towards expanding your social circle towards the end of the month, which goes hand in hand with, it being Leo season towards the end of the month. So you're going to be feeling very like extroverted. You go from like introverted to extroverted this month. And so you're going to want to do fun things with other people, and you're going to feel very passionate around other people and sharing your passions with other people, and you're energized by being around other people. So that's some nice energy. And you could have a very powerful social experience, a very transformative and an amazing one on the 20th or the 21st, because Mars will trine Pluto. And it could have something to do with a partner. Maybe your partner meets your friends, or it could be your friend introduces you to a partner. You have this beautiful social experience, but there is this element of it being with somebody that you're interested in, or someone that you're already with, or a potential partner, because Pluto is in your 7th house of relationships. So there's something that you could have, like going out and meeting somebody that's going to transform your life, kind of energy, or just having beautiful transformative experiences with your friends, or it's just like a really social time, powerful time, and it could be involve a potential relationship for you, a very transformative one, but meeting them through other people, or being in a group of people with your partner, just having this beautiful transformative and feeling like you're really a part of a community, which could be really nice. And then there's a full moon. You had a full moon in your 6th house, and you're having another full moon in your 6th house this month. And so there's definitely going to be an emphasis on health and work and fitness. So you may have started a new fitness routine or a new health regimen. You're going to be adding upon that, you're going to start seeing results of your efforts towards your physical body at that time. And you can start to see your body transform. Also, like, you've been putting in a big emphasis on your work routine and your just like daily routine. So you can start to see the results of how like you organizing your life is actually benefiting you and transforming you. It can be a little intense, the energy that day, because there's so many crazy aspects happening. You know, they're little squares to Uranus and Mars, so it could be a little bit unexpected or shocking, but like the results that you get, but at the same time, you see your transformation. You see how far you've come. You will get results for your efforts if you've been putting in the right effort. So yeah, there's, you know, it's a good month for you, but you're going to be faced with a lot of inner darkness, a lot of inner power. I mean, literally Pluto is opposing all the planets in your sign. So it's a little crazy. Mercury will be entering its shadow towards the end of the month on the 16th. So things will slow down a little bit, especially for you because you are a Leo, and Mercury is going to be retrograding in your sign. Okay, so that's going to be big, but that's not happening till August. But it will go into its shadow in your sign. So be prepared to slow down a little bit at the same time and to kind of retrace your steps, to revisit certain things and to go backwards a little bit towards the end of the month. But it, you know, the retrograde's not going to happen until next month. So you still have time to really get what you need to get done, to really shine during your season, even though your season's going to be a little wonky because of that retrograde, but it's nothing you can't handle. You're powerful beyond measure, more than you can imagine. And I wish you an amazing month, Leo. Virgo rising, you are ruled by the planet Mercury. And I told this to Gemini, you guys are going to be going through some intense stuff this month because Mercury is doing a lot of things in the sky. And that is going to be impacting you directly, okay? And Mercury starts off in Cancer, which is your 11th house. And your 11th house rules friendships and community, social groups. So there's going to be a huge emphasis on your social life this month, which is great. You may be having a lot of positive social experiences and with friends and feeling good and celebrating and connecting with others, which is great. But as Mercury moves out, because Mercury will move into Leo right at the beginning of the month as well, which is your 12th house. So you kind of go from, you know, very extroverted energy at the beginning of the month, and then you'll be moving into more introverted, like deep introspective energy towards the end of the month. But, you know, you're being confronted with a lot too, because it is your chart ruler. So you're being confronted with some darkness because Pluto is in your 6th house right now, and it is opposing the 12th house. So even though you're going to be going within, you're going to be facing inner darkness and inner power and inner strength, but that's going to be coming to the surface. So, but it's going to be pertaining to yourself too, because Mercury is your ruler and Mercury will be facing off with Pluto. Right before it faces off with Pluto, though, I forgot to mention it will be trining Neptune. So that's actually really nice energy for you because that will give you some deep spiritual insights. You can have some great experiences with your friends, very mystical experiences with friends, but also you will have some mystical experiences, and some deeper truths could be revealed to you, spiritual truths, creative inspirations. Your imagination will be beautiful at this time, and it will kind of balance out the confusion that you may have felt in June because your chart ruler actually squared off with Neptune. So you may have felt very confused during June. So that's going to be replaced with some mental clarity, beautiful insights, deep truths. But then after that trine, when Mercury enters your 12th house and goes into Leo, it's going to oppose Pluto. So that's always very uncomfortable energy for some reason because it brings up stuff that's uncomfortable within you. It brings up darkness. It brings up truths that we've tried to avoid. But you're not going to be able to avoid the truth any longer, okay, this month. It's going to confront you head on. So it's really up to you how you decide to face those truths. If you want to integrate the darker parts of yourselves and love yourself more through them, and accept yourself, forgive yourself, be kind to yourself. But you're also going to realize how far you've come, how much you've transformed, how much you've evolved. It can actually be very beautiful energy if you know how to handle it and you're very self-aware, which I'm sure you are because you're here watching this video. So you're probably very self-aware and you want to become even more self-aware. You know, they say what you seek is seeking you. So you're seeking this self-awareness. So you're probably on the right path. So this confrontational energy with your dark side can actually be very beneficial to you because you'll know how to integrate it and you'll know how to accept those darker parts of yourself, or at least you'll do your best. I trust you'll do your best, Virgo. So there's that. All the planets are going to be facing off with Pluto, the Sun and Venus as well later on, which is not going to affect you as much because it is your 12th house. So it's going to be more of an internal energy, but because it's Mercury, you'll feel that. And, you know, Mercury is actually going to go retrograde in your sign next month. So you're going to feel that a lot. And so be prepared for that because this month Mercury does enter its shadow on the 16th. So it's like you're going to start to feel like you're slowing down a little bit when Mercury enters that shadow phase on the 16th because you're ruled by Mercury. So you're going to feel like you're not progressing as much and you might want to slow down and look to the past or revisit things that you've already done. And then on the 5th of August, it's going to go on full retrograde. So just be aware of that. Prepare yourself for that retrograde because it's coming. It's coming. It's always coming. But you're going to be okay. And so apart from the Mercury retrograde, Mercury will also be squaring off with Uranus as it moves along through Leo. It's going to, when it gets to that shadow degree, which is 21 degrees of Leo, when it gets a little bit past that, it's going to square off with Uranus, the planet of unexpected results, chaos, eccentricity, things that are out there, things that are out of the blue. And squares are very tense aspects, and Mercury rules you. So you could start to feel a little bit agitated and have things that are unexpected come your way. And it can be a very internal, subconscious feelings, like things buried deep within you are going to come to the surface this month. It's very healing energy, but it could be a little uncomfortable, a little chaotic. You may feel like you need to break free or express yourself in a very out there way, present yourself in the world in a very different and alternative way. But it can be uncomfortable. You're just going through a lot of deep processes this month, and this just adds to the chaos in your mind, though, and in your inner world. But there's going to be this need to just break free. So breathe through that. Take it easy with yourself. That same day, there is a full moon, and the full moon is happening in your 5th house, and you already had a full moon in your 5th house last month in June. So the 5th house is romance and creativity. So something in regards to a lover, a romantic partner can come to a head this month, and it could be a little bit intense because Pluto's there too. Very transformative. It could be an ending. It could be a release of some sort, a release of a toxic behavior within your relationship. But it could be a little bit intense. You could have a very intense person come into your life and transform you as well. You could have some very intense creative inspirations, and you can get the results for creative efforts that you put out into the world. But this could very well be a romantic thing. It could be a very deep romantic experience, a realization, an ending with someone. So pay attention, because whatever happened last month in regards to your romantic life, it's going to be kind of building upon that already. And so Virgo will enter your sign. Mercury will enter Virgo at the end of the month on the 25th. So that will be really nice for you because you're going to feel a little bit of mental clarity, even though Mercury is going to be in its shadow. But utilize that time, because before it goes into the full retrograde, you're still going to be in the clear. And then with Mercury in your sign and its home planet, you know, your ruler in your 1st house, you're going to be feeling very mentally sharp and very vibrant and very friendly and communicative, and attracting a lot of people into your life, or attracting whatever it is that you desire into your life. Your powers of attractions will be strong with that planet in your 1st house. But the thing is, it's like your season this year is going to be a little bit messed up because of that retrograde, but there is lessons to be learned there. There are things that need to be looked at from the past that will come up. So it's an interesting retrograde. I mean, it's mostly retrograding in Virgo and in Leo. So it's going to be in your first house back to your 12th house. So you may have to reanalyze some deep inner stuff as well. But that will be okay. You know, utilize the time beforehand. It's your awareness. Your awareness is going to help you. Uranus and Mars will also be aligning in your 9th house. So you could have some shocking conclusions about your beliefs, but that's happening on the 15th. So you could have, your beliefs will be tested. You could have a very profound learning experience or come face to face with some intense truths, but this is the kind of energy that's going to make you want to like lash out, break free, do something crazy in regards to your mind and expansion. And maybe you just decide to take a trip, or you book a trip randomly, or some sort of travel experience or learning experience. You like impulsively decide to like go back to school or pack your bags or buy a plane ticket. That could happen as well. So make sure you're acting upon rational thoughts and not erratic emotions, because that could also happen. But yeah, I mean, overall, Mars is going to be entering your 10th house on the 20th. So that will be great because there'll be a huge emphasis on your career, abundance in your career. You'll feel very passionate in your career, very motivated to just get the job done and to work hard and to take action on your passion and getting ahead in your career. So a little bit of everything for you this month. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck. You're going to do great. Libra, you're off to a good start at the beginning of the month. You got a nice little stellium in Cancer, which is your 10th house of career, of your aspirations, of your public life. So you're probably working very hard in your career right now, making strides, seeing results, really focused, working hard. Venus, you are ruled by the planet Venus, which is a beautiful planet, which is why you're so beautiful. And Venus is in your 10th house. So yeah, there's an even extra focus on career and being creative in your career and coming up with creative solutions and just feeling very inspired. And on the 2nd, Venus is actually trining Saturn. So this is a positive and supportive energy for your career and just for yourself and your ambitions. So you're really getting organized, you're getting structured, you're coming up with a plan, you're committing, you're getting serious about what it is that you want to accomplish. You're thinking in the long term in regards to your career, in regards to your health, in regards to your physical appearance. This is really good energy for you at the beginning of the month. With Venus trining Saturn. I really like that for you. Venus is going to be doing a lot of things this month, so that's going to be impacting you directly because you're ruled by the planet Venus. So pay really close attention to what Venus is doing. It's going to make that trine to Saturn, but then later in the month on the 11th, it's going to trine Neptune as well, which is also really nice. Trines are positive and supportive energy. So Neptune is the planet of spirituality, of mysticism, of glamour, of boundless energy. So you could feel very inspired at this time. Your creativity is going to be on fire, and you could put that towards your career, but you can also put it towards yourself and how you present yourself to the world. You might, want to present yourself in a more glamorous and beautiful way. You might get a lot of spiritual insights at this time. Your intuition could be very strong in regards to your career and how you express yourself in your career. So that's really nice. But the thing about that is that right after that trine to Neptune happens, Venus is going to be moving into Leo. And in Leo, it will oppose Pluto, the planet of darkness and the underworld. So at the same time, you're going to be feeling very spiritually enlightened and have a lot of spiritual truths. But at the same time, you could be faced right after that, confronted with some darker parts to yourself and darker aspects, even in regards to love and relationships and your self-worth. And you're going to really have to look at that and ask yourself some tough questions like, how much do I really love myself? And, what are my insecurities? And how can I transmute them? And how can my awareness of them actually help me love myself more? And you might just have to face darker truths, things that you have been suppressing and not facing. It's going to be inevitable that you face them this month. So actually that could be very healing for you, because you're coming face to face with the darker parts of yourself, but you're also coming face to face with your power, with your truth. And the truth isn't always pretty. It's not supposed to be, but you're facing that, and you're learning to love yourself for all of it. But you may have to face undesirable parts of yourself, but that's how you transmute them. That's how you use it as your ultimate power, through your awareness. So don't run, don't numb yourself when these uncomfortable truths come to you. Do your best to accept them and love yourself through them, and focus on becoming better. So that's a little bit intense, but Venus will be moving from your 10th house to your 11th house. So towards the end of the month, there's going to be more of a focus on your social circle and being with friends and connecting with your community, which will be nice, will be very nice for you. And there's going to be a new moon in your 10th house as well on the 5th. And so this could be a new beginning in your career. Everything career related this month is going very well. So that's good. And you're having a new moon in your career house. So new beginning in your career, new inspirations, setting intentions for your career is very favored at this time. Then on the 15th, Mars and Uranus will conjoin in your 8th house, which could be very uncomfortable energy, because the 8th house is stuff that's buried deep within us as well. It's psychological stuff, it's the psyche, it's buried traumas. So a lot is going to be coming to the surface, and you could feel very agitated at this time. You could have some deep insights come to you at this time, but it's, be extra cautious around the 15th, because it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel jolting to you to have that kind of conjunction in your 8th house. But you can have some major crazy realizations as well about your healing, about how far you've come, about what's really going on deep inside of you. So be aware of that. And then after Mars and Uranus conjoined in your 8th house, Mars will be moving into your 9th house of travel and education after the 20th. So you could, feel very inspired to expand your mind, to start learning something new, to take action on what it would take to evolve as a person. And you could even plan a trip. You could take a trip, a very fun and positive one, because Jupiter is still in your 9th house. And then you're going to be, so Mars will be trining Pluto while it's in your 9th house. So whatever you take on is going to be a super transformational experience, whether it's going back to school, studying something new spiritual pursuit. Your beliefs could be illuminated and solidified, or the travel, if you do have a travel experience, it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be completely life-changing, because Mars is trining Pluto from your 9th house to your 5th house. So it could even be like you go travel and with a lover, or you meet a lover on a trip. That could be really fun. So that's nice energy. And then there's a full moon in your 4th house. So you had a full moon in your 4th house of home and family last month. So things are going to be coming to a head even more so in regards to your home life, in regards to where you want to live, if you want to move. If, this could be very healing for you and your family. You could have a very transformative healing experience with confronting a family member, confronting your childhood, confronting your past. You could gain some clarity on where you want to live, on anything that has to do with real estate, but it can be a little bit unexpected and intense. It's a very intense month, but it's a very transformational month. So Mercury will be entering its shadow on the 16th, so things could slow down for you a little bit. Mercury will be in your 11th house of friendship, so you can have people from your past also start to pop up for you towards the end of the month, and even more so in August. So prepare for that. And then Yeah, so there's going to be, Leo season is going to really make you feel very social and very extroverted. And you can have a lot of fun during that time. So have as much fun as you possibly can before the retrograde in August, because things are going to slow down a lot for you in August. But this month is all about your career. It's all about your friendships. It's all about facing your darkness. It's all about healing. There could be some elements of because a lot of the water houses, the more internal, deep houses are being activated for you this month. So it's like you're focusing on the outside world a lot and the material accomplishments in the physical world, but you're also going to be doing some deep inner work too, because of this conjunction happening in your 8th house of deep buried trauma. It could also be, and then a full moon in your 4th house of your past and your childhood and your family. So your 8th house is being activated, your 4th house is being activated. All this deep, deep buried stuff is coming to the surface to be looked at. Your ruler is confronting Pluto, so you're going to be aware of the darker parts of yourself. Just be ready for all of it, because you're going to be doing a lot of inner work this month, inner and outer work. Okay, so there's a nice little balance there. But you're going to feel very powerful at the same time if you're kind with yourself and you love yourself along the way. So I wish you the best of luck, Libra. Scorpio, a bit of an intense month for you, okay? You are ruled by the planet Mars. And Mars is doing quite a bit of things in the sky, okay? On the 15th, you need to pay extra attention to this day, because Mars will be conjoining with Uranus in your 7th house of relationships. So this is going to affect your relationship or potential relationship, but it's also going to affect you personally, because you're ruled by Mars. So the impact of Mars is going to affect how you feel about yourself. And Uranus is unpredictability, chaos, eccentricity. So there could be this need to just break free at this time, or express yourself in a very out there way. Do something totally out of the blue, totally crazy, totally unexpected. And this could be you, or it could even be your partner, because, well, it's happening in your 7th house. So be aware of that, and be aware of any uncomfortable emotions that come along with it, because it could be very anxiety inducing. Uranus can be tough on the nervous system. So you could be feeling a lot and just want to lash out. People could lash out at you at this time. You could want to express yourself in a very alternative way, for sure. But this isn't the most comfortable energy, because Mars is yourself, but Mars is also our actions, and Uranus is unpredictable. So you could be taking completely unpredictable action at this time. And you could shock people, you could surprise people, you could throw people for a loop, people could throw you for a loop. It's a lot, and your partner could throw you for a loop. So try to breathe, try to practice meditation, self-care, self-love, whatever it takes to get through the 15th. Because it's okay, it's going to be okay, because you're going to have some positive stuff as well that'll make it all worth it. No, but yeah, it's a little bit of a challenging day on the 15th for sure, especially because you're ruled by Mars. So your actions are just going to be unpredictable, and so will other people's. So just prepare yourself for that. Mars will actually be moving out of your 7th house into your 8th house of deep psychological buried stuff. So you might have to look at some deeper stuff within you as well. It'll be moving into your 8th house on the 20th. But as it moves into your 8th house, it will be trining Pluto, the planet of transformation, the planet of darkness as well. Trines are very positive aspects, though, so there's going to be support from the universe. And you are going to come face to face with your ultimate power, and you're going to see how far you've transformed, and you're going to realize how all the inner work that you've been doing has completely changed who you are. So this is powerful energy. So if you can make it through the 15th and just get to the 21st, you're going to be better than okay, because you're going to be like, I can do anything. I am unlimited. I have unlimited potential. You're going to feel very ambitious, very energized, very attuned to your goals, very needing to accomplish power, but in a very evolved way. Well, it depends on who you are, but it could be in a very evolved way, because this is positive and supportive energy. So you could feel very just attuned to what you want to accomplish, and you could feel like anything is possible at this time. Okay, so utilize that because that's great energy for you. And I love it. I love it. So pay attention to the 21st because your ruler is trining Pluto, which is, this is power, baby. This is intense power. We know you love power, so you're getting it this month. And apart from that, you know, it's Cancer season. Cancer is your 9th house of travel and education. So you're going to be, you know, if you have any travel experiences this month, they will go well. You'll be supported in that. You're going to have positive travel experiences, positive learning experiences. If you're studying something or in school, that will go well for you. Just solidifying your beliefs and your understanding of the world and continuing on your path of evolution. The 9th house is a very positive house. It's all about expansion and learning and philosophy and evolution. So you could really be expanding yourself and be focusing on your expansion. So as the planets move into Leo towards the end of the month, that's going to be impacting your 10th house of career. So there will be a shift from, you know, just your beliefs and expanding to like taking that energy and channeling it towards your career goals. But because Pluto is in Aquarius in your 4th house, it will be directly opposing the planets that move into in your 10th house. So Mercury will be the first planet to enter Leo on the 3rd. Then Venus on the 11th and the Sun on the 22nd. So every single one of those planets is going to be facing off with Pluto. So you're being confronted with truths about your career goals and your career aspirations, but you're also being confronted with your potential power within your career and how much power you can actually accomplish if you integrate these darker truths about yourself and about what it is that you really want. And it could be uncomfortable to face darker parts of yourself, and you know, maybe you're confronted with stuff that happened in your past in regards to your career that was just maybe you're not so proud of, but you're realizing what it is that you really want. You're realizing your power. You're realizing how much you've transformed because you know, you're always transforming. You're always getting better. And it's time to channel that towards your career. And this is a time when you can become really powerful. But Pluto's in your 4th house, so it's about balancing the inner and the outer life, making sure that those are aligned and, you know, spending time with your family, spending time at home, but also going after your career and making sure that you utilize both and you balance both and you don't ignore your family and you don't ignore your inner life and your inner world and your inner emotions in the pursuit of your goals, your outer goals. So those two energies are confronting one another. Now, there's going to be a full moon for you, and that's happening in your 3rd house of the mind, of mental pursuits, of learning as well. So yeah, expansion of the mind is also a big topic this month because the full moon, well, it's going to be very close to Pluto too. So your mind can literally transform as well. And you could realize how much you've actually learned, and you can see the results of all of the educational pursuits that you've taken on recently. But it could be very intense, you know. This is a very transformative month, but this is your nature anyway. So you love this kind of stuff. You're all about transformation. So the full moon, think back to the last full moon that we had, and think about what you experienced. So it's going to be adding more to that because it's another Capricorn full moon, which is in your 3rd house. So education is a really big topic for you this month. Your career is a huge topic. Travel. I see you traveling. I see you or focusing on traveling, whether it could either be a short trip or something greater, something bigger than that. But you're going to be really accessing your greater power this month. That's like the main theme for you. Mercury will enter its shadow phase on the 16th. So there's going to be some retracing of your steps in regards to your career, moving backwards, reflecting on the career choices that you've made, which kind of goes hand in hand with you having to face like the darker parts of yourself in regards to your career and the choices that you made in the past. So, and then in August, Mercury will go retrograde in your 10th house. So there's going to be a lot of going back and maybe revisiting certain options in regards to your career and rethinking certain options or past opportunities coming back around. So there's a huge focus on career. There's a huge focus on learning and expansion and a lot of healing, a lot of shadow work. But that shadow work has the potential to really align you with your true power. So utilize that and be careful about lashing out during the 15th and acting too impulsively this month, or maybe, something unexpected in your relationship. It could even be just an argument or tension in your relationship. So just try to be compassionate and understanding with your partner, or this could actually be an unexpected passionate experience as well. Just unexpected, intense passion, exciting passion. So, but it's going to be a lot. So you practice self-care this month because it's absolutely vital for you. And I wish you the best of luck. Sagittarius, there's a little bit of an easier month for you because your ruler isn't doing anything crazy. Okay, you're ruled by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is just sitting nicely in your 7th house of relationships. So there's this ongoing theme of relationships for you, and that will be highlighted over the next year. And it's nice because it's not making any crazy aspects this month. So nothing is going to impact you so strongly, which is good. And then you could just focus on harmony in your relationships and luck and positive experiences with others, with lovers. The Cancer stuff is happening in your 8th house, though, of intimacy and shared resources. So we start off the month in Cancer season. We have the Sun, Venus, Mercury is there right at the beginning of the month, but you could have some very beautiful intimate experiences this month with a partner. There could be a huge focus on your partner's money and your partner earning more or coming up with creative ways to earn more, but also very healing month. You could be healing some deep-seated stuff, which is really nice because of all the positive aspects to Cancer this month. Getting serious about your healing and seeing positive results. And, this could be a great time for talk therapy or just healing through physical things. You could be having some very healing, intimate experience, deep, passionate, intimate, healing, beautiful experiences with a partner. So, your month is, it's a crazy month, but for you, it's not going to be that crazy. You're getting off easy a little bit. It's going to be a healing in a very fulfilling way, the healing that you go through. It's not going to be too heavy. As the planets move out of Cancer, they're going to be moving into your 9th house. Mercury will be the first planet to go into Leo, which is, and your 9th house is all about expansion. It's all about higher education and travel. So you're going to be focusing on expanding, and you're probably going to want to plan a trip or do something that will just expand your mind to help you grow, to help you evolve. It's beautiful energy. This is what you love to do anyway, traveling and expanding, focusing on your relationships, focusing on your intimacy. It's really nice energy. And there's going to be a new moon in your 8th house as well. So this it could be a new beginning for your partner. There's something about their finances or a new spiritual healing pursuit that you're going on that will actually go very well for you. You're clearing, and you're becoming lighter in the best possible way. So I really like that for you. On the 15th, Mars and Uranus will conjoin in your 6th house. So that's something that you really need to pay attention to. This could be the only thing that is uncomfortable this month for you. It could affect your health and your routines. So be very, very mindful of how much work you're doing. Make sure you're not working too hard, and then you're taking care of yourself and you're eating healthy and you are exercising and doing all the things that you need to do to take care of your body, because this could be something unexpected or, physically hard for you to deal with. And so take really good care of your health this month. Take really good care of your nervous system. Take care of your inner world, take care of your mental health. These things are really important, and you're going to be focusing on healing anyway. And so be careful, don't overdo it, okay? Because you will have not the best effects if you do overdo it. So just create a balance for yourself. Balance is super important for you this month, especially in regards to your health. So there's going to be a full moon happening in your second house of finances. So we had a full moon in Capricorn last month, and there's going to be another full moon in Capricorn this month, which can directly impact your financial life. You could get some clarity on some money-making ventures. You could have some money come to you. You can see the results of money-making ventures. And this could be a very transformative experience because Pluto is very close by. And you could realize a lot about your finances and have some unexpected results, maybe some shocking results. So make sure you keep your eye on your finances this month, because you could be in for a little bit of a surprise when it comes to your finances, but it could be a positive surprise, as long as you've been taking all the right steps. And think about if anything came into fruition last month in regards to your finances, because it's going to be building upon that. So I'm jumping around a little bit, but Mars will also be entering your 7th house of relationships on the 20th, right before this full moon. And so there's going to be even more emphasis on focusing on partnership and relationships, because that's going to be an ongoing theme for you for the next year. But with Mars in your 7th house, you could be pursuing more passionate types of relationships. You could be putting more energy towards pursuing relationships, or more energy into your current relationship. And then with Mars trining Pluto on the 21st, same day as that full moon. So you're going to be thinking about money, you're going to be thinking about love, you're going to be thinking about all the good things. But something really, really intense can happen in regards to your relationships, like a very transformative experience in your relationship with your partner. And it also goes hand in hand with all the intimate stuff that was happening earlier in the month, whether that could add to it. But if you're not in a relationship already, you could really meet someone that's going to change your life, that's going to totally alter the course of your life in the best possible way. Okay, so stay open to love this month. Love is going to be such a big theme for you for the next year. Partnership, even marriage. You could honestly get married in the next year with Jupiter being in your 7th house. But with Mars entering that 7th house, it's like you're going to feel motivated to pursue that love. And with Mars trining Pluto, it's like that love could really transform you, and you could just realize how much you could grow from love and how it can really just change your life. I mean, it's so beautiful. I really hope that you get everything that you've been dreaming of, because if you've been wanting a relationship for a long time, it's happening for you. Whether it's realizations about your relationship or realizations about yourself within a relationship, it might not happen this month, but within the next year, you're going to be in something life-changing and meaningful. But you're taking the steps towards manifesting that now. So stay open to love, because I'm getting teary-eyed. I don't know why, but I feel it. I feel it for you, Sagittarius. I feel this life-changing transformational love for you. It's making me emotional because I'm so excited for you. I'm just looking at the chart right now. So I wish you the best in that regard. And then as far as Mercury will also be entering its shadow this month, so things will start to slow down, and that's going to be impacting your 9th house. So you may want to go back and revisit educational pursuits, or relearn something that you already learned, or even when you travel, you might want to travel to a place that's that you've already been to before. You could gain a lot, because next month Mercury will be going retrograde in your 9th house, and it's not the worst energy. It's not going to be that bad. It's actually, you're going to be relearning something that maybe you put to the side for a while, and you're going to be revisiting that. But a lot of relationship energy, a lot of transformational energy for you this month. A lot of just pay extra attention to your health and your wellness this month, and make sure you're not overworking yourself, because there could be consequences for that. But other than that, your month is looking better than others month. So enjoy it, Sagittarius, and I wish you the best of luck. Capricorn, here's your reading. I just filmed this whole thing and I had to refilm it because I don't know what happened. It just disappeared. So maybe it's something that I missed, but I'm going to repeat what I just said. Your 7th house is really activated this month, okay? There's a huge focus on the other, on relationships, on partnerships, because the sun is there, Venus is there, Mercury will be there on the first day. There's a new moon in your 7th house. This could be a new beginning, a new romantic beginning for you, which could be very nice, okay? Maybe this is something that you've been waiting for, something you've been working towards. You're ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn is actually positively supporting the planets in your 7th house. So whatever you start new this month in regards to a relationship could be something very long-term, long-lasting, something very serious, something very committed, because Saturn will be trining Venus in your 7th house on the 2nd, and trines are positive. You're also ruled by Saturn, so this is going to impact you even more so. But trines are positive. They're two planets supporting one another. So, and Venus is love. And the planet of love is in your house of relationships, making a positive aspect to the planet of hard work and commitment. So this could very much be a new beginning in a relationship. Whether you're already in one, you're going to be entering like a new phase of one, because there's also a new moon in your 7th house on the 5th. So 7th house, love, partnerships, relationships, commitment. And Saturn is making you commit even more so. Saturn will also be trining the sun this month too. So even more, and the sun is in your 7th house, so even more work towards committing in a relationship. And that's happening on the 10th, but also you're focusing on long-term plans in regards to not only your relationships, but just yourself and your goals and your ambitions and where you see yourself. So you could start something new in a partnership, but you can also just focus on your own personal goals as well with the sun trining Saturn, because you're ruled by Saturn. As the planets move into Leo later in the month, there's going to be more of a focus on intimate connections. And if you started something new with somebody, that can very well turn into something deeper and more intimate. And those intimate experiences could be very transformative, because the planets that enter Leo, which is your 8th house, are going to be facing off with Pluto, the planet of transformation and intensity and power, and some power struggles, but also Pluto is the lord of the underworld. So you can have some dark realizations about your own self, and buried trauma could come up to be looked at and analyzed and healed. But you can also have some very transformative, intimate experiences with a partner during this time. Mercury is going to be entering Leo on the 3rd and opposing Pluto. Venus will be entering Leo on the 11th and opposing Pluto. And the sun will be entering Leo on the 8th. So you're going from a huge focus on relationships to a huge focus on joint resources with a partner, intimacy with a partner, also your own deep buried stuff. The 8th house is all about things that we don't talk about at the dinner table. So there's going to be a focus on things that are more hidden. And you can have some very powerful, deep, healing, tantric, intimate experiences towards the end of the month with the opposition to Pluto to your 8th house. And if you don't have a person yet, I mean, you could just be having deep experiences with yourself. Well, not like that, but like healing and, deep stuff coming up to be looked at. But I definitely see something new for you in regards to love, especially with the new moon in the 7th house and such a huge emphasis on Cancer. And you're really going to be thinking about love and relationships and commitment and something serious with Saturn's influence as well. So this could be a very positive new beginning in your love life. You also have Mars and Uranus conjoining in your 5th house of romance. So that could bring about a very, maybe a little bit of an anxiety-inducing experience with a partner. So be extra cautious around the 15th, because Mars and Uranus will be coming together in your house of romance. And Mars is passion and action and aggression, but Uranus is unpredictable. So this could be a moment of somebody in the relationship lashing out, or a lover lashing out at you, or you lashing out. But so control your emotions and try to breathe through it, and try not to make any irrational or impulsive decisions at this time. Mars will be moving into your 6th house afterwards on the 20th. So that's also going to be your physical vitality and your physical fitness and your routines and your work. You have Jupiter there for the next year, so there's a huge emphasis on physical pursuits, on your health, on your daily routines, on your job. That's going to be expanded upon, and you'll be having positive experiences in that area of your life. And with Mars entering the sign, you could feel a lot of physical vitality. Your health could improve. You could be very energized and motivated to get more work done, to work out harder. And Mars will also be trining Pluto while it's in your 6th house. So Pluto is the planet of power and transformation and strength. So you're going to be feeling super ambitious and super energized to work harder, to have better health, to work out harder, to really utilize your physical health and your mental health too. You're going to be feeling so much energy, so much power, so much strength. So utilize that. And the other really important thing that's happening this month is you're having a full moon in your sign again. You had a full moon in your sign last month, so something could have come to a head, something could have come to fruition in regards to the work that you've been putting into yourself, and you could have seen the results to that, but there could have been an element of confusion last month. You're going to gain more clarity this month and realize how powerful you really are, because this full moon is very close to Pluto. A lot of transformational energy happening this month, and this time it's going to be all about you. You're going to be shining, and you're going to show the world how far you've come and how much you've transformed this month with your full moon, and you're going to get results for the efforts that you've been putting in, and things are going to be a lot clearer. Now, the full moon is also making some tougher aspects, so this could be a lot to handle, but it's also a very spiritual full moon, so your intuition is going to be on fire, but you're going to realize how powerful you are, and that could be very, you could feel anxious about it because you're like, oh my God, I'm more powerful than I thought I was. Look what I can do. So it could be a lot to handle, all this change, all these realizations, all these things coming to a head, all your hard work paying off. Just go easy on yourself. Like, this is what you asked for. You're getting exactly what you asked for this month, okay? But it could be a lot to handle. And yeah, and it's exciting, it's new, it's fresh. There's a lot of emphasis on the other this month too. On a new relationship, on intimate healing experiences, on romance, on passion, on your physical health, on yourself. But it's like, it's all coming together. Everything you've worked for is falling into place. It's actually really beautiful. And it's like, you've been wanting this for so long, and it's all coming to you, but it's heavier than you thought it was going to be. And you're going to have to face heavier, darker truths. But it's all, it's all showing you how powerful you really are. So I really hope you use this power to better your life and to take it to that next level, because with 2 full moons in your sign back to back, you are the main character. There's a huge focus on you, on the self, on your accomplishments, on what you want, and you'll have more power to manifest those things, and you'll start to see those things come into fruition, and you might be like, oh my God, can I handle this? Yes, you can. You can handle it. You asked for it and you're getting it. So keep going, keep embracing this power within you, and just keep believing in yourself, because you're moving in the right direction, and this is really nice energy for you. Just go easy on yourself in the process. All right, enjoy. Aquarius, very powerful month for you, okay? You're really coming face to face with your true power. You're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is making some positive aspects to your 6th house. Saturn will be trining Venus. Saturn will be trining the Sun. Saturn trines Venus on the 2nd and on the Sun on the 10th. So you're getting serious about your long-term goals and your health and your physical fitness and your vitality, and you're really getting your routines in order to optimize your physical health and your mental health as well. And so you could be taking on a new workout routine, really getting structured about it. You could be figuring out how you want to spend your days in your work and how to utilize your time better and to become more efficient. And you're really, making strides in your physical fitness, in physical health, and in your mental health as well. And yeah, because also Cancer season at the beginning of the month, that's your 6th house of health, of work. So you're getting organized, you're getting your life together, you're getting things in order, and you're preparing yourself physically and mentally for what's to come. Because as the month progresses and we move out of Cancer season, we move into Leo season. And as you know, Leo is your 7th house of partnerships. So there's going to be more of an emphasis on relationships, especially towards the end of the month. But you'll have a new moon in your 6th house before that on the 5th. So the new moon can bring about a new health routine, a new nutritional regimen, even a new job, actually. You could be getting a new job, a new work experience, a very pleasant work experience for sure. Anything that has to do with your physical vitality. Also, because Saturn is in the mix, you're ruled by Saturn. That's the self. So your physical vitality is going to be super important. But at the same time, you have Mercury moving into your 7th house, opposing Pluto, which is in your sign. So, I mean, you're meant to become super powerful over the next 20 years because you have Pluto in your sign. Okay, so this is massive for you. But now this energy is facing off with the planets in your house of partnerships. So you have to face some darker truths about relationships this month, okay? Mercury will be opposing Pluto. Venus will enter your 7th house on the 11th and oppose Pluto. So you're going to have to face some real darkness in your relationship and real darkness about yourself and how you act in relationships. Are you acting the right way? Do you have obsessive tendencies? Are you jealous? Are you possessive? Are you obsessive? All of that can come to light, okay? And you can realize, okay, I need to make some changes. I need to confront these darker aspects of myself. But this is very transformational energy, and you can even attract someone that will transform your life, okay? And something very powerful. Because, you know, you've got Jupiter in your 5th house all year. That's your house of romance and creativity. So within the next year, something really powerful in the romance department is going to happen. But it could happen sooner rather than later, especially with all this oppositional energy to your 7th house happening towards the end of the month. Venus is going to go into your 7th house on the 11th and oppose Pluto. So just like love is going to be a big theme for you this month. Something to look out for though, on the 15th, Mars will be conjoining with Uranus in your 4th house of home and family. Be careful about eruptions within your home with family members. This could be volatile energy for you and a family member. Your family member could lash out, act out. You could be lashing out. People will be acting very chaotic and erratic during that time. So try to breathe and try to avoid confrontation and try to avoid triggering situations during that time. That's something to be aware of. Mars will move into your 5th house after the 20th, and that will be great because, you know, that's more energy towards romance, okay, and creativity. So you'll like that. You'll feel very passionate. You may have some very passionate encounters during that time, with Mars being in Gemini after the 20th. And then Mars will trine Pluto on the 21st. So Pluto will be aspecting Mars in a positive way in regards to romance and creativity for you. So you could have some very passionate, romantic, life-changing romance happening, which could be really nice because you need it. No, I mean, it could be, you could also be very creatively inspired at that time. You could feel so powerful in your creative pursuits. If you do anything creative during this time, when Mars is trining Pluto in your 5th house, it could be like life-changing type of stuff. Like if you decide to write a song or paint a picture or write a book or get on stage and do something, perform or express yourself in any way, shape, or form during that time, it could literally heal people and change people's lives. So put yourself out there, okay? And engage in art as well. Go out, go to the theater, go to a museum. You can be very inspired by other people's creations and other people's expression at this time. But this could also very much impact your dating life and your romantic life, and you can have a very insane romantic encounter, a very juicy one that will completely change your life and transform you. And then, as Leo season begins, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on partnership, on romance, on love. Mercury will go into its shadow on the 16th, so there is the potential for past lovers or lovers from your past to pop back up and, you know, want to go for another round. But I mean, use discernment when it comes to that. Mercury is going to be fully retrograde in August, starting on the 5th, but the shadow phase leading up to it, you're preparing yourself for that energy. So you can even start seeing lovers from the past pop up as early as the 16th. So pay attention to that. It's going to be okay though. I think you can handle it. Yeah, so huge focus on romance, on love, on creativity, on partnerships, on your health this month. There's going to be a full moon in your 12th house on the 21st as well. So that could be very illuminating your inner world, okay? Spirituality and creativity as well, because the 12th house is your imagination. So use that to continue being creatively inspired and use your imagination. You know, the 12th house, things don't manifest as tangibly in the 12th house. It's more of an internal energy. So whatever you felt in last month's full moon, because we're having 2 Capricorn full moons, it'll probably add to that. But you'll feel a lot of strength and power, and very connected to your spirituality and to spiritual insights and to deep truths. And you could be having a lot of spiritual realizations at this time. It could be a very healing time during that full moon. So pay attention to that. That's not going to be the main energy for you this month. I think the main energy for you this month is like transforming relationships and coming face to face with some dark truths about your relationship so that you can like enter a successful one. But in order for you to be in a successful relationship, whether you're already in one or you're planning to enter one, you need to confront these darker parts of yourself so that you can have meaningful and successful, powerful relationships. That's going to be the main energy for you this month. And then like passion in your relationships, because with Mars going into your 5th house, it's going to be all about pursuing passionate relationships and, you know, potentially life-changing ones. And so yeah, 7th house is going to be deeply impacted. Mercury will go into your 8th house of intimacy towards the end of the month. So, you know, you could even have some intimate experiences, but again, Mercury will retrograde in Virgo and then go back into your 7th house. So lovers from the past popping up, you confronting some darker parts of yourself. But, you know, just be careful, and be careful around the 15th, explosions in the home. But overall, if you confront these dark parts of yourself, you will be successful and you will heal and become more powerful so that you can either improve your current relationship or enter one that is going to be very satisfying and fulfilling for you. So I wish you the best of luck. Pisces, you're getting organized, you're getting structured this month. You are building upon an ongoing theme that has been occurring for you over the past year. It's been challenging for you. You've had Saturn in your sign for a while, and Saturn is making you get organized and get structured and get serious about your life and take all of your delusional thinking and all of your creative inspirations and your spirituality and bring it back down to earth. You're on this ongoing place. You're on this ongoing journey of getting grounded, of becoming serious, of becoming mature. This is an ongoing theme for you. And with it being the beginning of Cancer season, at the beginning of the month, Cancer rules your 5th house of romance, of love, of creativity. So there is an emphasis on romance and love at the beginning of the month for you. But right off the bat, Venus is trining Saturn. So it's like you're thinking about romance and creativity, but you're thinking about something serious, something committed, something long-term. And you're thinking about what it would take to get that and what steps do you need to take to enter something long-term. You could meet someone that is giving long-term potential, and you're going to want to take those steps, and you're going to use the lessons that you've been learning and that you've been acquiring for quite some time now and apply that to a potential partnership or romance or to a potential creative pursuit, because Venus is the planet of love and creativity, and it's in the house of love and creativity. But with the trine to Saturn, the planet of discipline, you're figuring out what steps to take in the physical 3D world to manifest your romantic relationships as something solid, as something long-term, as something real. And that your creative inspirations, you're learning how to take those and make those solid and turn those into something real. This is the ongoing journey you're on. These are the lessons that you've been learning. You've been challenged so much in the past year with Saturn in your sign, with Neptune in your sign. You're dealing with a lot, but you're growing so much and you've been maturing so much, and you have the opportunity to show that to the world, to take all the things that you love and bring them into the physical world. And you can even start something new, a new romance this month, because there's going to be a new moon in your 5th house on the 5th. So this could be a new romantic pursuit that's actually a serious one, a new creative pursuit that's actually a serious one, that's something solid, something in the tangible universe. You know, this is the ongoing lesson that you're learning. And then as the planets move out of Cancer into Leo, Leo's your 6th house of work and health. You're also organizing your routines, your daily routines and your daily habits towards the end of the month. And as the planets move from your 5th house into your 6th, they're going to be confronting Pluto. So you're going to be confronting darker parts of yourself in regards to your work and health. Are you living a healthy life? Do you have any bad habits that you need to eliminate? Are you doing something that's toxic to your health? Do you need to change that? You're going to be confronted with those truths and having to face those darker truths about yourself. As Mercury moves into Leo on the 3rd, Venus will move into Leo on the 11th, and the Sun on the 22nd. So it's a shift in energy, and you're going to be having to face harder truths. Like, is my job fulfilling? Am I taking care of my mental health? Am I taking care of my physical health? Am I working too hard? Is there something that I need to cut out? Is it a food? Is it a habit? Is it, drinking, or whatever it is? You're becoming so mature and so serious and so disciplined about so many things, and that's going to actually impact your relationships and your creative pursuits and things like that. So at the beginning of the month, you're going to be focusing on the things you love, and then it's going to shift to focusing on more serious about optimizing your health and your work life. You're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter isn't doing anything crazy this month, so there's not going to be anything too impactful on you. Thank goodness, because you're already going through a lot. You're in this period of growth, and growth hurts. So you're going through a lot, but you're not alone. You're going to come out so much stronger once Saturn leaves your sign. It's going to be insane. You're going to be a whole new person. You're going to be so much more grounded, so much more practical. Jupiter is in your 4th house for a year, so you're focusing on home and family and possibly even buying a new home, focusing on that. And Mars, the day that you need to pay extra attention to is the 15th, because Mars is going to be aligning with Uranus in your 3rd house of communication and speaking and writing and short trips. But this is affecting your mind, so you could feel very agitated that day and lash out at others through your words. So be careful with your words on the 15th. People could be lashing out at you. You could be expressing yourself in volatile ways. So take extra good care of yourself during that time. And then on the 20th, Mars will move into your 4th house. So there's more of an emphasis on the home and the family, and you're going to be taking action towards, doing projects within your house, finding the right house for yourself, real estate. You're going to be focusing on all these things. Or you could be doing like a passion project within the home, or redecorating, things like that. So that's very internal energy. It could be very healing as well too, because you'll be spending a lot of time at home. And then Mercury is going to be entering its shadow on the 16th. So that will be happening in your 6th house. So there could be a little bit of a slowing down, of a going back and revisiting old health habits that you may have had that you want to reincorporate, or old routines that were actually working better for you. You could start revisiting those as Mercury enters its shadow and it slows down a bit. There's going to be a full moon in your 11th house of friendships and social circles on the 21st, and the full moon will really highlight who your true friends are, who's meant to be in your life and who isn't. You could have some very beautiful and transformational experiences with a friend group, but you're restructuring your life. This is the journey that you're on. You are figuring out how to bring the things you love into the tangible 3D world. You're focusing on your health. You're focusing on, your work and your mental health and healthy habits. So there could be certain people in your life that are not aligned with this path anymore that you actually eliminate, that actually these full moons are endings. They're releases. So you could be releasing certain people that are not aligned with this new and mature person that you're becoming, and this like grounded person that you're becoming. So pay attention to that full moon, because it will highlight some things for you. And you could make some maybe even painful realizations about the people in your life and who should be there and who shouldn't. We had a Capricorn full moon last month as well, which highlighted some of that too, but you may not have had all the clarity with that one. This is going to be adding even more to that energy of whatever came into fruition last month. So as far as the retrograde, Mercury will enter Virgo at the end of the month. And oh, I'm so sorry. So I totally forgot. Mars will be in your 4th house and will trine Pluto on the 21st, the same day as that full moon. So that's going to be some very powerful healing stuff going on within your 4th house of home and family. And you can realize how much your work on yourself and healing your past has transformed you. This is very powerful energy. And this can also be very healing with your family. You could find like the perfect place to live, or the perfect home, or very fulfilling experiences in your inner world. Very deep, emotional, but positive. You realize how emotionally strong you've become through all of the challenges that you faced. This is very positive and powerful, life-changing energy, and your inner world is going to be so enriched by this trine to Pluto on the 21st. So, and you can have some very enriching experiences with family members, life-changing experiences with family members, healing, deep, transformative. You realize how powerful you are and how much you've healed your past and your trauma, because you're on this challenging path right now, but you are overcoming so much and you are evolving much more than you realize. And on the 21st, everything could kind of start to fall into place. And you realize how all the inner work and the shadow work that you've done is positively impacting you and your life. So I'm really proud of you, Pisces. You're doing an amazing job. So keep going. You're almost there. Saturn's still in your sign, but you're going to be unrecognizable afterwards. You're becoming so strong and so grounded. So have an amazing month.